Okay, so this is journal entry number 3, and today is Monday, December 1st. It is currently 5:38 p.m. and I just got off work. I mean, it's work, right? So you get through it, they make you do your task, whatever. Get through the day. Easy peasy, let's go. Other than that, news wise, I finished my reading challenge. I finished my 52 books, which is awesome, right? So it's one of those things that I'm really happy about. Finished the challenge 31 days in advance, or 30 days or something in advance, maybe a little bit longer before that. And that means that I get to read a book that I want to read, a big one, for my final book of the year, or maybe 2 books if I'm fast at reading, but I honestly I doubt it. This is the new book I'm reading. This is called 2666 by Roberto Bolaño. Yeah, Roberto Bolaño. It's basically it's based on a fictional town where there's supposed to be killings that mimic the killings that happen in Juarez, and then it starts taking a turn for the worst, like stranger turns, as it goes into more horror aspects, and I think it's supposed to be cults and stuff like that, but haven't gotten into that yet. Currently, I'm still trying to figure out who Archibald something is, Bon Archibald, who I'm getting to know the 4 different critics, writers, so whatever they're called, publishers. They're supposed to be critics. That's what it's titled on the chapter. And right now, it's basically just how they start knowing each other and the connections of why they're connecting or trying to find or figure out about Archibald, because he's this mysterious person. Other than that, it does have some really good writing on it, like some really good writing, and it has some good some really good parts, but excuse me. Okay, so for example, right, look at this. Reading the ladder really did make her go running out. It was raining in the quadrangle, and the quadrangle sky looked like the grimace of a robot or a god made in our own likeness. The oblique drops of rain slid down the blades of grass in the park, but it would have made no difference if they had slid up. Then the oblique drops turned round drops, swallowed by the earth underpinning the grass and the earth seemed to talk. No, not talk, argue their incomprehensible words, like crystallized spider webs or the briefest crystallized vomitings. A barely audible rustling, as if instead of drinking tea that afternoon, Norton had drunk a steaming cup of peyote. So, it has some passages like that, and it's brilliant, for a lack of a better word. The way that certain sentence structures get put, or the way that it's building it's slow, it's burning, it's taking its time, it's not rushing. This thing is 900 pages long, right? So, about 900 pages long, so it's something. Other than that, on my own personal novel, I'm still working on the chapter. Well, the character's name I think is gonna be Agni. I don't know if I'm gonna switch it later on, but I'm still working on the scientist. I'm currently 16 pages in, and I'm about halfway through his section. So if we just take a rough estimate and say that each section is gonna be about 25 pages, minimum 100 pages, short novel it will be. Hopefully I can flesh it out. I'm not aiming for for it to be large and just unnecessarily just to fluff it up or whatever you want to call it. What I want to do is I want to take that novel and I want to make something that I'm happy with, something that is really well refined, and that's what I'm trying to get through these rough drafts. Like right now, the Agni section is really rough, But because of the figuring out the dates beforehand of how I wanted to progress, and figuring out the character and going through with this character, I'm fleshing out more pieces of the history of the different characters, of the different species, the different kingdoms, and I'm putting it all together. And because he is gonna be the big, uh, explainer, I guess you can say, he's through his experiments, through his knowledge of the world, through his understanding, he's gonna be able to explain more deeply some of the things that are actually going on in the different kingdoms. Yes, the other sections are also gonna speak, but I'm aiming to make their sentence structure or the way that they do things a little bit different. They're not gonna go all in depth on everything else. They might just go a little bit more in depth on their actual kingdom. If at all, one of the characters is gonna speak. It's gonna be rough to get that one right, but it's gonna be, if I can pull it off, it's gonna be good. Um, Other than that, the video game, I'm still working on it. I hit a roadblock. I have an idea of how I'm gonna do the attacks because I want to do a 3 attack combo minimum, and for this I need to have different animations. But I was running into a roadblock in the way that um, in the way that you put things together in using a state machine, right? And one of the ways that I'm seeing that I could do it is using something called the animation player. Instead of just a regular animation sprite in Godot, there's something called the animation player, which allows more flexibility and control. So I can directly call a function, method, function, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure on Godot. You can call a method or a function from a different in a different scene, and this way I can get the attacks going, right? I can still make it work with my state machine. I'm sure there's other ways that you can do this, but this is the one that I found. Now, the issue with this is that I need to update the sprites. Mostly the way that like I said, I'm new to Godot, so I don't know, maybe there is a way to upload different sprites with the animation player, but from what I'm seeing, it's a big animation sprite sheet that you have to use. And for that, I will need to go on there, redo my sprites. It's still not gonna be a finalized version. It's gonna be like version 2 of the character, and I'm gonna add more sprites, even more than I need, to be honest. So I'm focusing on the sprites, taking it slow. It's kind of difficult for me because I'm not an artist, or don't really know how to use these things as well. I'm just kind of doing it on my own and putting it together. But it is what it is. Other than that, working out keeps. I've been keeping on doing that. I'm still up to date. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can squeeze this workout before I go. I have some plans to go watch a movie today, and we'll see if I have enough time because I gotta leave in about an hour. Not even an hour. It's less than an hour. So probably not. I mean, if not, I can just do a better workout tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow, so we'll see. Other than that, life is good. Now that I have that income, now I can start using it to just finance a lot of my hobbies or escapades or different ideas or different side gigs. I don't know if you want to call it that. And I'm very handy, so it's gonna be one of those things. I've been wanting to try carpentry more, and I know I can do it. I'm sure I can. It's I don't think it's gonna be too overwhelming, but at the beginning, maybe later on, in the craftsmanship, it does get really intense, but it is something that I want to do, and it is something that I feel I could potentially refurbish furniture or make my own furniture and just sell that as on the side. It will be a good way to clear my head. It will be a good way to do something on my time off, extra time off, and I can sell them for at least the cost of the material, so it can fund my my hobbies or other stuff. I mean, other than that, everything's been good. This Thanksgiving was awesome. Well, if you celebrate it, I don't know. But it was awesome. Got to spend it with my family. And it's always good to reconnect. So, you know, um, other than that, it's been. I think I might be coming down with maybe a cold or a sore throat or something, dude. Like I can feel it. But I mean, that's also part of that's I guess the season, right? Yep. I'm still doing everything else, journaling, uh, whatever it is. I haven't really played video games or anything like that, but I'm gonna look into some more video games because it's one of those things that if I can see the way that other people are doing things, then maybe it might influence me, and I can figure out what people like and use that for my video game. But right now, most important is the novel. But yeah, other than that, life's good. No, life is good. It's one of those things. Again, as you can see, right? Freaking monochrome again. I don't know why. Like I said, it does this out of nowhere, and it doesn't, give me any kind of reason for it. It just does it. It's very annoying, but can't really. Yeah, it's not a big deal. I'm sure I can just figure it out eventually. What else? Nothing. Is just getting chilly, I guess, and because it's getting chilly, it's sweater season and stuff like that. So I had to buy some new. I bought a new jacket. It's a Carhartt, so it's gonna last me a long time. That's my personal taste in things. I want clothes that is durable. Like for example, this shirt. This is one of the ones I use at home. It's baggy, right? Larger than what I need. Like as you can see, right? It's kind of large, but it is what it is. You know, I have some smaller shirts that I use for going out, but for home, baggy. I can use this for when I'm working on my car, well, my truck. Doing whatever on the house, stuff like that. It's it's you know it's durable, very thick fabric, and the same thing with my jeans, my belt. A lot of people are like, why are you spending, I think it was like 120 on a belt, but that thing is, it's gonna last me probably gonna last me 10-20 years. And the same thing with my shoes, right? The boots that I buy, the shoes that I wear, the things that I buy, right? I like to buy quality stuff that lasts me for the longest time. So you will see me, pretty much look the same for the longest, because I just don't buy into the fast fashion and trying to keep up with all of these trends and stuff. So, you know, I'm a simple man. I guess, it is what it is. Other than that, I'm finna start trying to date again. That's a big one. You know, it's time. I don't have all things figured out, and I never will, right? But we'll figure them out going through. Um, you know, we'll just take it slow, and to rough off some of the rust, right? You know, we'll see, but hopefully, I'll get a girl soon, and then after that, start. Hopefully, she's somebody that I can see myself spending the rest of my life, because that is always what I've been looking for, and I'm still looking for this. Once I have a good girlfriend, good partner, then I can just have my own kids, see them running around, have my little own Hectors, or I don't know, Hectorettes. I don't know what the female version will be, running about. And yeah, I'm at that age where I'm just tired of nothing that's serious and stuff like that. I want something serious. I want something long lasting. But I know that you have to go out, and you have to date different people, right, until you find the right girl. So it's one of those things. But yeah, It's not a big deal. Other than that, yeah. Other than that, that's it. I don't think I have anything else. Oh, right. This is something from. Actually, I was supposed to bring it up on the last thing, but I forgot. So I went, and this is an update on my, kind of like addiction to being online. I feel like it's cured my anxiety as well, right? I've been going out a lot of different places, right? I've been in environments where I have to speak to people and everything, and just in general, I feel calm, I feel collected, I feel in control. I don't feel, the same way that I used to feel. So that means that's always a good sign. I'm never gonna go back to how I was before, right? Because that was like, a childish version of me, right? Very, charismatic, yes, but also very, um, I don't want to say player, but that, you know, and I'm not going back to that. I'm going for something serious now. Um, Other than that, I went and I voted for the Streamer Awards, which is one of the shows that I like watching. I think it's really well put together. I think that for what they do with the amount of resources, and I think it's growing. I see now they have more sponsors, more stuff like that, and that's always good to see. I went through, I voted, and I didn't know a lot of the people on there, which I guess is a good thing. It just shows that I don't haven't spent any time on Twitch. I don't know about the stuff that's going on there anymore. I'm not addicted to it anymore, so that's awesome. But yeah, at this point, I feel that I am cutting back. Like I like YouTube maybe 2 hours at most a day. The same thing with Twitch. I am basically, yeah, I feel like the brain rot is kind of gone, and you know I'm spending my time doing stuff that I actually find productive. I'm creating stuff. I'm consuming better, well, not better media, but different medias that makes my brain activate more, and I feel sharper, more in control, and yeah, more myself, not what everybody else is online, not whatever freaking crazy thing people are talking about, whatever, you know, you know, uh, freaking the media speaking or spewing or whatever, you know, from both side of the aisle and stuff. It is what it is. Either way, you know, just taking care of whatever's actually real stuff that I can affect, and because of that, I don't compare myself to others, right? I don't go around and be like, wow, man, Jones is got that new Raptor truck or whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me. I focus on my own, and I'm happy. That's the biggest thing. I'm happy. I have this motivation. I have this happiness. I'm honestly truly blessed. But yeah, just once I check back, hopefully I'm in a better, even better space now. We'll see. But anyway, you know, if another person sees this, I doubt it. But if another person sees this, just be you, be good, treat people with respect, but don't ever let anybody walk over you. You know, do not just follow whatever is trending. Do not chase after likes online or anything like that. Just focus on yourself. Build something for yourself. No matter how big, how small, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just do something for yourself. And I think that's the way to happiness. So just go for it. And yeah, I'll see you. I'll see you next update, next journal entry. Next week. Boom.